Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Comic Talk. Today we're talking about Deadpool vs. Carnage, the fourth mini-series. We're going to talk about this book and why it is such a fun Deadpool series. And usually almost all the Deadpool vs. series are, but we're not talking about specifically Deadpool vs. Carnage today. This is my comic book kind of review show, not the Mad Box show. That is something different for the channel, but if I ever do that again, I might start that again at some point. But I want to do a show where I can just sit back here, talk about comics, not have to worry about anything else. We can sit back, have a good time talking about comics. So today I decided, because I just got this and I just read this, we're talking about Deadpool vs. Carnage. The new comic book reviews I was doing those was just kind of like, because I had so many comics, it was like getting hard, and then I cut it down to just the one that's not going to do well. And some of them did well, okay, but it's like, still, none of my videos on this channel I'm doing that would be great. But the point of it is, I was like, I'm getting tired of it. I think I had to sit down here and put like 100 videos, like, it was just a lot of work. I'm like, why don't we just do it to just comic book topics, and we can talk about comic books, specific books if we want to. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't we do it? Because I missed 2 days of it. I'm like, why don't we just do a book a week and just pick a book we like? And yes, I can do topics if I want to talk about a topic. I think we can do that as well. But we'll just do at least one video a week. We just pick a book and we talk about it. So we get one comic video a week, and then we have all the other stuff that a lot of people seem to like more, like the Pokemon stuff. It's fine. I enjoy doing this. It's not a problem at all. But today we're talking about Deadpool vs. Carnage. This is by Cullen Bunn, who's written a bunch of stuff. He's actually written a bunch of stuff that's actually in the beginning of this book. He wrote also Night of the Living Deadpool. He wrote Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Illustrated, Deadpool Kills Deadpool. He's written a bunch of great Deadpool stuff, so he's very renowned in the book. He's also written Carnage because this trade has the Deadpool vs. Carnage miniseries, but it also contains the first thing in this. The book contains also another book as well, the Superior Carnage Annual, so one-shot annual. I'm not going to go too much into that because it is a different book entirely. Deadpool vs. Carnage. So all I'm going to get into is just all you need to know about this is this annual. I might go into more until a different date, but it is basically just Carnage escapes jail, and now he's going to go on a crazy killing spree, just killing people at random. He's like, I'm going to kill people at random, and that's kind of the thing. I'm just going to go out, kill people. I'm going to try to make it completely random. I'm going to make it random, so you don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just walking the place, kill these people. Walking the place, might not do anything. Walking the place, kill people. It's like, it's going to be random, and that's the point. So now we're going to jump into Deadpool vs. Carnage number 1. I want to check, was there anything I needed to mention? I feel like there's something else I wanted to mention, but I forget what it was. Yeah. Okay, I think that was it. So let's jump into it. Deadpool vs. Carnage, starting off with issue 1. It starts off in Kansas, at the state line. And I like how they have a truck stop. They call it Bun's Truck Stop. So Cullen Bunn, I like that. And it says the police talking about this Carnage guy's on the loose, Carnage is on the loose, and all that thing and all this stuff. And like, and then this guy's like next to him, like, oh, is that a fact, Mr. Trooper? Well, and they just, his like face goes down, like stabs him in the face. I'm like, oh shit. Also, I don't think this, if you didn't know, this is a advisory book, so it's gonna have violence, gore, Deadpool. Usually I expect that with Deadpool. With this book, I'm like, yeah, no, this is a mature book. All right, mostly for violence, but yeah, it's pretty brutal. So he just killed a state trooper. He's like, oh, because the person, the state trooper we're talking about was Carnage, and the person right next to him was Cletus Cassidy, who is, if you don't know, Cletus Cassidy, is that his name? Cletus Cassidy is a Carnage, so yeah. And then he's like, oh, I just killed this cop. Like, then these 3 buff dudes come up and like, hey, we can take you. Yeah, freak show, we'll end you really quick. And then basically Carnage just killed them all 3 of them, like, boom, like, they're dead. And then everybody else is like the parents and everybody else who are here on Carnage escape. He's like, okay, who's next? So we know he killed a whole restaurant filled with kids and family. It's like, yeah, he's messed up, and surprise, nobody's like Punch hasn't gone after him yet. But we cut to Deadpool. He's in his apartment, obviously, and he is just watching TV, eating something that looks like cereal, I guess. And then they have a thing on the news about Carnage and escaping. He's like, okay, well, I don't know. And they flip through the channel, and he gets this thing with, like, he flips through the channel, and each one gets a little blurb in, and they just all make up this one thing. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm the only guy crazy enough to go and find Carnage because he's attacking people at random. It seems like it's random. I'm the only one who's like, can stop him. So he eventually is like, okay, I'm ready, got my suit on, all cleaned up, I'm ready to go. The British flies to a window, and it hits his, like, window and dies. I'm like, oh, so maybe that was it's like, that's a sign. So he goes outside, and he's like, into New York City, and he's like, give me a sign of where Carnage is going to be. Obviously, he sees a guy who has a bag filled with meat, and it's like dripping blood. When that's weird that that's a thing you can do, and it's not, and cops are not gonna be like, and nobody's gonna be like, that guy has a bag and is dripping blood. I don't know why we're not questioning this guy, but hey, it is from a meat place, so it's like interesting. So Deadpool follows the trail of blood back to the meat place, and he finds this guy, and he looks at his shirt. And I don't know if only he can see this, but on the shirt, it looks like it has the Carnage, so it's like Carnage on the shirt. Well, I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know if only Deadpool can see that, or if that happens to be like, I'm assuming it's something only Deadpool can see, because certain panels don't look like a shirt. But he follows this guy, who walks out of the place. He was walking there. He walked down. He's like, I'm done. I quit. And then he goes to this basically just gas station, a little fast place, and just grabs a soda or beer or something. And Deadpool follows him, and he finds this kid playing a game called Fatality Fighters, but definitely a play on Mortal Kombat. Like, Fatality Fighters. I'm like, yeah, that's Mortal Kombat, alright. That's great. And he's watching the game and basically tells him, like, backseat drive, tells him what to do. And then he sees this magazine which says, what does it say? America's New Ghost Town. A place that's it's outside of Tesla, okay? Okay. Outside Tesla, okay. I don't know if he's saying okay as in okay, or maybe that's the initials for something. But Tesla, he goes there, Carnage is there, he's in this abandoned house, which is underwear because this is a place this is a ghost, Deadpool. Oh, we'll find out that Deadpool's like, this is a ghost town, why wouldn't you be here, nobody else is here, perfect place for you to do whatever. He's there, he's in his underwear, Clee's Cat's in his underwear, talking about shit, and then it looks like, what the hell is that? It's like, what the hell is that? And it's a giant, it's a missile, shoots at him, and he just blows up, it's like a bazooka. Then we see Deadpool has a bazooka. I'm like, oh shit, Bullseye, he just he just blew up Carnage. I'm like, this book is like, Deadpool pulling no punches and going down to town on Carnage. And that's what he does. And it's really good. This is a really good miniseries. It's just fun. It's Deadpool being all crazy, killing, and then he's like, oh hey, you're still alive, I'm gonna kill you, and it seems like Carnage does not know who Deadpool is. I think at first I don't think he knows who Deadpool is. Throughout the series he knows he's Deadpool, because yeah, you're Deadpool, whatever. Maybe he does know he's Deadpool, I don't know, but they get into a fight, and they're fighting each other. Obviously they're both doing good blood, but basically they're both invincible, because Deadpool can come back from almost anything. Same with Carnage. He's pretty indestructible too. But Deadpool takes a grenade, shoves it down his throat, and then it blows up his head. I'm like, oh, that you think would kill him, but no, it does not. It did blow up because he kept his hand, and it blew up his hand pretty good as well. He's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna take my knife, sword, cut your head off or something, and kill you. And then he gets attacked by some light, and then we have Shock. You know who he is? Her. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But she is partnered with Carnage. It's like, hey, I'm here. Don't mess with my man, because they have a thing. They're a couple and they're a thing. I'm like, oh shit. And Deadpool's face is all burned to shit. And it's like, okay. Just going down. I forgot they had a thing. Or at least they were been together before in the original comics and stuff. They kind of have a thing where they I didn't know they got, I don't know if they actually were a thing, but it's okay, interesting. So then we got, then Deadpool, Carnage, and is stringing him up. Carnage has him it's his hand going through him, and he's lifting him up through the inside his body. He's you don't scare me, da 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 da. And he's Dollar, it's they taught me a whole talk about what's going on, what's his plan, this is chaos, this is all random, da da da. And basically throughout the entire series, Deadpool's this is not random. I know your whole plan. I do random and crazy, so I think it's because Deadpool is random and does all this random stuff. He can see the patterns and be I know what you're doing, because you're doing what I would do, or doing random shit. And I'm the king of random shit, so I kind of get this. So he stabs him over there, and then Deadpool puts a button on this device. Well, I'm wait, what the hell is this? And it's oh, it's two he has these two little speakers onto him, and they huge sound, because he knows hey, I know Venom is called dubstep, and I know Venom is not good with sound, so I'm assuming it would work for you too. So I'm oh, that's kind of cool. And then we see the next page, a Silk shoots him and destroys the sound things. But Akanda says that sound does hurt me, but it won't kill me. Venom, it could kill me, it would just hurt me. It's not gonna kill me. So that was the thing. I'm okay. And also I wanted to make a note that, because this went to issue 2 now, that I was looking, he had those things on his things. He had those little, like I said, little speakers on his chest. So I was looking, because when I actually read this, I went back after I got to this point. I was like, wait a minute. Once he got to the speaker, I was like, wait a minute. Did he have those in the last issue? He did. So during issue 1, near the end, when he gets the Carnage and fights him, throughout the whole thing, he has the speakers on. Like, that kind of little attention to detail that you could have been like, because Deadpool, one of the characters, you could have been like, oh, he just appear and they put him fine. But I like how you kept it, like, throughout the entire thing, he's wearing them. So it's like, oh, that's a kind of nice little touch. That he's wearing them throughout the entire fight. From once he shoots the bazooka and you first see him there, it's like, that's kind of cool. But now we get back to, I thought it was a cool little thing to say. I'm like, oh, that's a cool little attention to detail that you probably could have not done and maybe people wouldn't notice. But yeah, that's cool. But then we see him after that. He's like, oh shit, you destroyed my speakers. So he throws these 2 things at them, or I guess like grenades or something. It's like incendiary grenades, and it's like, oh, it didn't go off. It's like, oh, it didn't go off, you stupid fool. Like, your weapons don't work. I'm like, then Deadpool's like, oh wait, oh shit. I'm like, I forgot, these are ones I have to, they're on a trigger, so I have a little button thing I have to push. So he clicks it, boom, they go flying. You definitely look like he got him, or at least got a Carnage. Really good. It's like, oh shit, did he get Carnage? Did he win? Obviously not, because it's a 14-minute season, and issue 2, so technically not. But Carnage just comes and like stabs him through the chest to make a big hole in him. You see guts and stuff everywhere, and he's like, okay, I'm like fucking, no, I'm done. And then he faints because he can get knocked out and get to where he's faint, so he did pretty good. You knocked him out. You knocked Deadpool out, so that's pretty great. But then we cut to another place, what is called the Storage Bun. What I'm like, oh, this is called the Storage Bun Gallows. I'm like, okay, what with all these places being named after Colin Bunn? I'm like, that's kind of interesting. But we see this girl here. He's like, hey, I need to go in to. He kind of startles her because he's like all beat up and kind of stuff. Got to him like, hey, I need to get into my storage unit. And he's like, okay, let me look up your thing. I can't seem to get my keys to walk in my storage unit. Can you tell me what's going on? And he looks it up. I was like, oh, you haven't paid your thing. You haven't paid your whatever, your rent or whatever. He's like, I was traveling through the multiverse, killing off evil versions of myself. There's gotta be like a licensee for that, right? I'm like, I love that. Like, so we know that's happening after Deadpool kills Deadpool. So I'm like, that is great. So that actually is really good. I'm like, oh, that's nice reference. And also setting that book kind of also in continuity. I'm like, that actually happened, so that's kind of cool. But then we get to the point like, okay, Risa, can you tell me who? And he's like, okay, well, can you tell me who bought all my shit? And then we cut to it, and then we go to the house of the guy. He opens it up, and it's a fat guy who's like wearing the suit and stuff. I'm trying to see if it says, let's see. And so he's there, and he talks to him. It's like, hey, how about this stuff? I'm here to kind of help you. I want to help. I have this plan. I know where Carnage is gonna struck. He thinks it's all random, but it's not. Technically, kind of helping him. He's like, okay, give me the suit, and then I have a plan. Give me the suit and stuff, and give me those, and yeah, then I'll handle this. They basically get the suit back and kind of get some information, figuring out where he's gonna go. And it's like, okay, so we see Carnage and Show, because they're in a car, they're just driving around and having a good time, and then they hear something. It's like, you see there's a radio in the back of the car, and it's Deadpool's voice in it, and they're like, what the hell's going on? They're like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's like, Deadpool's right in front of him, and he's in, I think the next page shows it really well. He's in like a big thing, what's it called? A thing like for, I think it's like, for like doing, what's it called, farming and stuff. This thing. And he just goes to town. He's in it, and he just goes straight because he's on like a truck above him, and he just takes it and goes off and just attacks them. Like, first of all, I can tell. First of all, you see the scene, he's attacking the car also next to it, getting attacked. I'm like, does Deadpool care for people's safety? I think he does a little bit at this point. I don't know if he's full on hero at this point. I think at this point he kind of is. Oh, he's like an anti-hero, but he doesn't care as much about. But you can see Shaw got her head busted through the glass, and he's beat up pretty bad. He's like, Shaw, baby. He's like, oh, I'm gonna send you to hell and stuff. He's like, okay, right. The Carnage just jumps at him and starts attacking him, breaks through the glass, swings him up, and they're gonna get into a fight. And they're gonna get into a freaking brawl of the ages. And then they start fighting. Deadpool and Carnage start fighting. And they both do some Deadpool does some good blows, but obviously, Carnage, gets him through the chest again and does all kinds of shit and just flings him off the side. And then he hits a truck that was coming, a giant semi-truck was coming. He hits it right perfectly while guts and everything come out. And the guy who hit him was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I just killed the guy. He came out of nowhere. Technically he did, so I don't think you would be fine in that regard. But you see him like there, he's getting up, he has guts everywhere, and see him all like, oh shit. It's like, are you alright, mister? Like, I'm fine. And he figures out what the deal is and where to find him. You need to go stop him. It's like, okay, where'd he go? Like, where did Carnage go? So he thinks so he eventually figures out a little bit of what happens, and he figures out, like, what? And then it cuts to Carnage, and he, obviously, him and Shulk, he kidnapped the family in the car, and kind of telling him, where are you going? He's going, like, I need to make this random, to show that Deadpool's wrong. Nobody knows where I'm going, so he picks the family brochures of places, and, like, here's a bunch of brochures of where you're gonna go, And then we see Deadpool's following him, and you see all kinds of stuff like a dead dog and all kinds of stuff that lead to him to the trail of where he is. He finds the car, and then he opens it, and then we see that the whole car is destroyed. He's like, oh. And he's like, you didn't expect that. So he's like, this is how family dies. I'm like, yeah, this book is like killing kids and families. This book is like, we're gonna kill everybody. And nobody's safe. Kids, a dog, animals, everybody's gonna die in this book. Tons of people are gonna die, and it sucks. And the show is kind of like, this Deadpool's like going through the steps, he kind of can see what's going on. He sees the Spider-Man doll and stuff. And I love this when he sees the Spider-Man doll on the gun. He says, not like him. We'd never do nothing like that. Unless I'm gonna do it to Carnage. So he says, like, he sees Spider-Man doll. He's like, oh, I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm like Carnage when it comes to the randomness, but there's certain things I would not do. It's like, not like him. I'm not like him. I would never do anything like this. I'm never gonna go steal a car with a full family in and just kill them for no reason. Unless I'm going to do it to Carnage. So it's like, basically, I'm going to do it to Carnage. So he basically gets to the point where it's like, okay, I think he gets to a point where he's like, I'm going to go and kill Carnage because this is getting too far even for me. I'm like, I got to go stop this guy. Somebody has to. This is getting out of hand. So he creates the steps and kind of sees what happened. You get to see what happens, kind of like him killing the family and then him and Shaw going down to the space. What's a secret base, what has some obviously secret agent guys in it. And then Carnage goes here. I don't know if he knew the base was here or what the deal was, but he goes here, kills a bunch of guys inside and shit, and goes in his car to break open some symbiotes. There's some glass things here that look like contain symbiotes. This has a picture of these Deadpool come in, and then we see like Carnage just whip him to shreds, cuts him into tiny pieces, cuts him into a bunch of different pieces. And then I like how Deadpool is dead, and he has like and when you see his head there on the floor, he has like the crosses in his eyes, like he X's in his eyes, like he's dead. And then we see something come up to him and look like a creature or something, and it all infects on him. And then basically, he gets infused with a bunch of different symbiotes, and now he's like Deadpool, symbiote Deadpool. And I think there is another one where he gets like the black suit, or the black like Spider-Man like Venom suit or something. So I think, or something. I've seen him with like that weird Spider-Man cartoon Venom, but that's that one. I think it's Deadpool back in black. So yeah. But this is him getting a bunch of different symbiotes, and it seems like this is a dog creature thing. Well, we do find out, I'm just going to spoil now, that is the actual dog from the underground base. The symbiotes latched onto it, so it's kind of like connected to it. So then we cut to the next page, and we see Carnage in a mental institution with Shulk, and they have a bunch of the mental patients here. There seems to be all who's left, like 1, 2, 3, 4 mental patients, and everybody else in the place is dead. Also, there's this other guy who's like who's still alive, who's like a person who walks there, like a doctor or something. He takes him, basically just kills him, and like, this is all man. Nobody can stop me. I've done it. I'm dead. And then something shoots in the wall and hits him and like blows him in the head. It's like, what the fuck? Could it actually really hurt him? And it's just like, how can a gun do that? But it was Deadpool. He sniped it from very far away. He had this plan. Him and the dog. He's like, I'm fucking. It's Deadpool, I gotta go after, how'd he follow me? Then the dog comes in and starts attacking him. It's like, what the hell? It's Simio, what the hell's going on? You shout again, it's like, you need to go. And then basically, he's fighting Deadpool, and she shoots the dog, and finds out that, oh shit, the dog was actually Deadpool. And by that I mean, they did a switcheroo, because when the dog came in, it was actually Deadpool. So they did a switcheroo, so when he shot the dog, he shot actually Carnage because he made the dog, because they're both symbiotes. He's like, oh, I put the symbiote on top of like Carnage, so basically you shot I made it to where you shot Carnage. You shot your person you like, shoot Carnage. Like, no, she runs off like, I killed like these things like, no, I killed the person I liked, or I really hurt him bad. I'm like, runs off. And Deadpool's like, oh, I'm here to stop you. And he uses his like symbiote powers. And he has them all with a bunch of hamsters, a bunch of guns. He's like shooting the shit out of him, and doing all kind of shit, and basically beating the shit out of Carnage and like kicking the crap out of him. It was a cool fight, boss fight. They're both at one point, and Carnage takes Deadpool and cuts him open for a bunch of guts and stuff coming out, but he heals pretty quickly. And then Sheik is in the hallway, and we see it looks like Deadpool go after her. And then we see Carnage going around looking for Sheik and figuring out what's going on. He sees Deadpool. He attacks him, Deadpool, because he thinks, oh, it's Deadpool. And like, oh no, it was Sheik. No, you use your symbiote body and put it around her or something. Because you're a symbiote now, so you can do that. Like, form around her to make it look like it was you, but it was actually her. So I actually, like, maybe killed her. And then, I don't know if it actually shows it, but it's like, I think he kills her or hurts her really bad. I think he kills her, though, to my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, I'm trying to look if Steve said anything. It's dead because he hurt his friend, so we don't know if he's dead. Now, probably not dead, but he hurt his friend, so he's like in this, because he basically gives himself up at that point. He's like, I'm done. Deadpool kind of won, and I'm like, gotta stay right here. I'm left alone. I'm my own man again, and then I'm gonna find Deadpool and make him pay for trying to peel my eyes open. But actually, he does go and fight Deadpool again. I know he fights him in Deadpool vs. Carnage. What's it? Absolute Carnage. Up to Carnage, the new Absolute Carnage. I think what's called the new book that just came out, like the miniseries, like event. And I know they had a miniseries a tie-in miniseries into that called Deadpool vs. Carnage. I'm like, oh cool! So they did like another continuation of that. So that actually makes sense. And the last page is Deadpool talking to the dog, like, hey, you have the symbiote now. You take it. Go on. I'm done. Who's next? I got a lot of crazy shit, and but there's still a lot of crazy to tend to. And I am the Dr. Phil of Superpower Lunatic Wars, so who's next? And that's where it ends. I'm like, great. This is a fun book. It's a Deadpool. The whole book is about Deadpool finds out that Carnage is doing this random, like, attacking things at random. He's like, no, I can find you. You're not doing this. There's no random to your attacks. You might seem like that to more people, but I'm like, I can see the signs. I can see the things. Because I'm also random and crazy. But yeah, I really love Deadpool vs. Carnage. It's a fun 4-issue miniseries. Check it out. Like I said, also if you get the trade, you get the Superior Carnage annual as well. But surprisingly, it was also written by Cullen Bunn. I'm like, that happens to be a strange coincidence. And he wrote the annual and then he wrote the miniseries. So yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It's really great. So what do I think of Deadpool vs. Carnage? I think it's a must-read for Deadpool fans, if you're a fan of Carnage, because Carnage is a great character as well. I do think the cover's a little weird. Carnage does look a little weird on this cover. Not bad, but it's really cool. So, Deadpool vs. Carnage, check it out. I'll put, so check it out. You should be able to get this. It's not a too expensive book, so you'd be able, if you're getting it in like trade, it's easy to find. Thank you guys for watching this comic book review on Carnage, Deadpool vs. Carnage. And actually, am I going to rate these? We're actually going to rate this book. I'm going to give this a 9. It's just it's 9. Just a fun Deadpool book. It's what it is. It's great. If you like Deadpool, you know what you're expecting. It's great. It's a great book. So, what do you guys think of Deadpool vs. Carnage? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's talk about this amazing book. You guys can always stay up. I can see you next video, guys. Bye.